In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make an aesthetic area of your farm using only bee houses, and show you how you can make over 160,000 gold in just a month from honey. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Capo, and in today's video, I'm going to be delving into bee houses, one of the cutest farming items in Stardew Valley. Not only are they cute, they can land quite a decent profit quite early on in your playthrough if you plant the right flowers nearby your beehives. They're actually called bee houses and not beehives, and I didn't know that before I started making this video. I don't know why they're called that. Today I'll be showing you how you can turn your low-priced wild honey into more expensive flower honey within the first year of Stardew Valley. Also, stick around to the end of the video to see how you can make the most profit from flowered honey using only one flower and a ton of beehives. That setup will make you loads of profit and save so much space on your farm. You unlock the bee house at farming level 3 with the item being made from 40 wood, 8 coal, 1 iron bar and 1 maple syrup, which is tapped from a maple tree. The bee house will create honey once every 4 days in spring, summer and fall. Wild honey is the most common honey and sells for 100 gold or 140 gold with the artisan profession. This makes it a very easy item to obtain, however wild honey will only generate a small amount of profit even with lots of bee houses. To generate more profit with bee houses, you need to make flowered honey. You do this by planting and growing seasonal flowers in a 5-tile radius in any cardinal direction of a beehive. This will create flowered honey, which sells for more money than normal honey. The flower has to be and stay grown until the honey is collected for the honey to be flowered honey. If you remove the flower, all the honey will be wild honey. There is no base price for flowered honey as it all depends on the flower that you grow around your beehive. All flowers create honey at different prices. So here's a breakdown of all the flowers you can plant to create flowered honey and the honey sell prices. In summer, there are 3 flowers that you can plant around your bee houses to make flowered honey: the poppy, summer spangle, and the sunflower. Growing the poppy and creating poppy honey will grant you the most profit during this month from this method. Poppy honey sells for 380 gold per 1 item or 532 gold with the artisan profession. This is a much higher profit margin than wild honey, which sells for 100 gold. Poppies, like most flowers, can be bought from Pierre's general store for 100 gold. They take 7 days to grow in summer, so plant them on the first day of the season. Although the poppy honey gives you great profit, fall is actually the best month to make profit from beehives. There is one new flower that you can grow in fall, the fairy rose, which gives you 680 gold per fairy rose honey, and with the artisan profession, that turns to 952 gold per item. This is by far the best profit margin from honey in the game. The fairy rose takes 12 days to grow, so I'd recommend using deluxe speed grow on the crop, which cuts the crop's growth down to 9 days. I've run a few numbers, and if you were to use the deluxe speed grow and 10 beehives around the fairy rose, you would be looking at 27,000 gold or 38,000 gold with the artisan profession in fall. This makes it a very easy way to make a lot of profit and uses very little of your energy per day. Again, you can buy the fairy rose seed at Pierre's for 200 gold and make sure to plant it on the first day of fall. The last month you can make flowered honey in is spring. There are 2 flowers that you can grow in spring: the tulip and the blue jazz. For spring, the blue jazz honey sells at a higher price of 200 gold rather than the tulips selling at 160 gold. This makes the blue jazz the best flower for spring, with the seeds being bought from Pierre's general store for 30 gold. I left spring as the last month in this video as it's the worst for this method to make money. There's only double profit to be made from blue jazz honey over the wild honey. Leaving spring and focusing on fall and summer could be more effective if you are doing this for profit rather than aesthetics. However, there is still double profit to be made in this month. Plus, the blue jazz is one of my favourite flowers in the game. Although making fairy rose honey in fall and poppy honey in summer will grant you the most profit over normal honey, you'll need to plant and maintain the area around your bee houses for 2 months. If you're a player looking to make some money from bee houses with minimal upkeep, sunflowers are the flower for you. Sunflowers are great as they can be grown in both summer and fall, meaning you can plant them in the first month and leave them to be grown for both months. Sunflower honey will make you 260 gold per bee house or 364 gold with the artisan profession. This makes for 3,300 gold per bee house over 2 seasons or 4,732 with the artisan profession. Again, I did a little bit more maths, and if you have 10 bee houses, you're getting 47,000 gold extra by just having them on your farm. Personally, I believe this is the best way to utilize bee houses for a more casual approach. In a second, I'll be showing you the best setup for bee houses, but first, here's a few tips for crafting extra beehives. To make the most profit every month, you will need a lot of beehives, meaning lots of wood, coal, iron bars, and maple syrups will be needed. I find that the area at the bottom of Cindersap Forest near the sewers is the best for finding maple trees to place tappers on. You can also plant maple seeds down with tree fertilizer, which is unlocked at level 7 foraging. This will allow for a maple tree to be grown in just 5 days. Once a tapper is placed on the tree, it will produce maple syrups every 9 days. If you need more coal and iron, you can buy them at Clint's for an extortionate price. I'd just recommend dropping down to the early snow levels, which is about level 40 or 50 in the mines. Now that you know all the information from beehives and know the prices from flowered honey, here's the best setup for beehives to make flowered honey from just one flower. This setup has 44 beehives with everyone being affected by the flower in the center. The setup requires you to water the flower until it's fully grown. However, if you were to remove a few beehives from the lower side, a sprinkler could be fitted to keep the water flowered. Using this 44 beehive setup in full with the fairy rose would land you 167,000 gold throughout the month with the artisan profession. This would require 4 harvests of the fairy rose honey and use of the deluxe speed grow. Using the best flower with the same method for the other months, you are looking at 61,000 gold for spring and 117,000 gold for summer again with the artisan profession. I'd recommend getting lots of bee houses if you want to make the most profit from the flowered honey method in Stardew Valley. The more beehives you have in that 5-tower radius, the more money you will make. Personally, I like the sunflower route as it's very easy to set up and can be left for both summer and fall. However, if you're going for maximum profit and money is important to you in your playthrough, using the poppy in summer and the fairy rose in fall will grant you the most profit from honey in Stardew Valley. The 44 setup is amazing. However, it'll take you a lot of time to get this many beehives, but keep working and getting more each month and you'll be there in no time. Setting this up on my farm was a no-brainer. It's a great way to make more money on top of the big profit earners such as wine and other artisan goods. Alongside this, it keeps the aesthetic of my farm and its wholesome vibe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more Stardew Valley tips. I've been Capo, and I'll see you next time. Today I'm going to be throwing the watering can in the trash and relying only on rain to water my crops in my new Stardew Valley playthrough. I wanted to start a Stardew Valley playthrough on this channel for quite some time, but I couldn't just make it a regular playthrough like the ones on my Twitch. Rain in Stardew Valley changes season by season and also year by year. This is going to be difficult and also likely to be extremely random.